Hi, I'm Vicki Lawson. You may have seen me giving announcements or singing a song at New Life, but what you may not know is I'm sort of a self-proclaimed expert on worry and anxiety. There was a time not that long ago, about 2 years in a row, where I was having panic attacks every single day, multiple times a day. I would get short of breath. I couldn't get a full breath. My heart would beat off and it would hurt. And then the fuzzy thinking would come in. I'd get red blotches all over my face and my brain would just shut down. Like I couldn't think. I couldn't comprehend questions and things that were coming at me. As I started to learn about anxiety, where it comes from and what it does to your body, mind, and soul, I realized that I had symptoms as far back as I could remember. For me, anxiety was a habit, not necessarily an unconscious choice, but a habit. I'd learned to be anxious as a child. My father has a hair-trigger temper, and the rules were unclear and ever-changing. I'd been conditioned from the time I was in diapers to be afraid. I thought that was normal. I thought life was meant to be difficult and scary and a trial in which we were either the villain or the victim. I was constantly worried that those in charge would be displeased with me. I learned to tread lightly, people please, and appease. I was nearly 40 years old before I realized this subconscious message was playing over and over in my mind like the chorus of a song that I couldn't shut out. It told me I had no power, that it was my job to keep the peace. I had to keep everyone happy, as if I had that power. This message told me that I wasn't enough unless people were pleased with me. And I had been this hamster on this wheel of pleasing my entire life. No wonder my nerves were shot. No wonder my physical body was having symptoms of panic and fight or flight constantly. My own thoughts were dragging me under. Well, 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, "We demolish arguments and every pretense that sets up against the knowledge of God, and we take every thought captive to make it obedient to Christ." I used to think that taking every thought captive meant trying not to think angry thoughts or lustful thoughts. I interpreted this whole verse as behavior modification. But when I really read the verse in context, it isn't saying that at all. I think it's really saying that we are tearing down the arguments of what people think we are supposed to be and comparing it to what we know about God, and then being obedient to Christ. We need to focus on what Jesus said is true of us, not what bosses, spouses, parents, or anyone else tries to demand of you or has to say about you. Exodus 14:14 tells us, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only be still." When you look in different translations, the Amplified Version says, "The Lord will fight for you while you keep silent and remain calm." My favorite, the Message Version, says, "God will fight the battle for you, and you keep your mouth shut." The Message translation leaves very little room for doubt that you can give your anxiety to God today, or wait until you exhaust yourself with worry. And I can tell you from experience, it's better to give it to God now and save your strength. Today, you have the opportunity to do something new. Rather than worrying about what might go wrong tomorrow, take stock of today. Make a list of what you have and be grateful. Do more than mumble the obligatory thank you, but actually find the relief in it. Find the joy in it. Do your kids make you laugh? Does your dog or cat? Maybe your spouse is good at losing board games to you. Or you have a friend you can call and chat with about your day. Live in the fullness of what God has for you today. So today, what are you anxious about? And what is your true situation? Are you destitute, hungry, cold? If you are, please give our care team a call. We have people eager to help. If someone is harming you physically or emotionally, please don't stay in a home with them. Call a family member, friend, our care team. We'll get you in touch with local shelters and resources. But today, you have the opportunity to move from fear to love. The God of love, the God that John tells us is love, created the world and put you in it. Every part of creation was put here by love. That beautiful sunrise or sunset was put here for you. The tiny spring flower buds were put here for you. Time to learn a new skill or read a good book was put here for you today. A deeper relationship with family and friends, all put here by love. It is my prayer that we would all be filled with love rather than fear. 1 Corinthians 13:13 says, "And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love." Or as the Message translation puts it, "But for right now, until completeness, we have three things to do to lead us towards that consummation. Trust steadily in God, hope unswervingly, love extravagantly, and the best of the three is love." I hope today you'll walk in love and not in fear, and have a great week.